Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session titled Working with Microsoft Word in Power Automate. I conducted one more session a few days ago in which I explained how to use Power Automate by working on simple steps. In this session, we'll extend that knowledge and work with Microsoft Word and learn how to create more complicated workflows. In case you don't know me, here's my introduction. My name is Pianshu Srivastav, and I'm a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador from India region. I'm a second year IT student in Kamla Nehru Institute of Technology, Sultanpur. You can connect with me on any of the following social handles. I'm active on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Outlook, YouTube, etc. So, so if you had attended my previous session, you might have got the basic understanding of what actually is Power Automate. For those who had not attended that session due to some reasons, let me first give an overview of what is Power Automate and how it can be useful in automating our workflows. So Power Automate allows us to create automated workflows that help us streamline our business applications and focus on what really matters. We can do this by combining the building blocks known as connectors, which are nothing but a wrapper around the API of a certain application that helps the different apps connecting different apps together. The best thing of Power Automate is that it not only allows us to connect with only Microsoft apps, but also all the other third-party apps that you are currently using. For example, we have separate connector for YouTube, Google, Gmail, Facebook, Twitter, etc. So there are several hundred connectors out there on Power Platform to choose and pick from. We are going to discuss one of them in this session, that is Word Connector. In today's session, I will explain how to use the Word Connector in Power Automate to generate some documents. You will find this useful anytime you have a business process that needs to send customized letter with very few changes to its employees, or to generate a contact or invoice, or to produce customized greeting cards for your organizations. Isn't that cool that we can do everything automatically without any manual intervention? Of course it is. So without any further ado, let us dive directly into how we can use the best use of Power Word Connector. Okay, now I have a scenario for you. The scenario is you are a member of the culture club of your college. Your culture club has recently conducted a declamation event in which about 150 students from your college had participated. Now the point is, while circulating notices for the event, your cultural club had mentioned that whoever participates and registers for the event, he or she will be given a certificate of participation from the organizing committee. And one more thing, I forgot to add is that the event is an online event and where the participants have to perform on a video conferencing app like Microsoft Teams or Google Meet, and the certificates would then be sent to everyone via email. There is also a feedback attendance form which the participants have to fill after giving their declamation, so that the organizing committee will come to know how many students had participated in it and who to give certificate to. Now, the head of the culture club of your college calls you and gives you the task of creating and distributing certificates to the participants based on the given design or template. You have to change only the name of the participant and the current date, and email the certificates to the respective participant. How will you do this? I think the scenario is clear. Of course, it is a very daunting task to edit a Word document 150 times, save each of them on your PC, and then send them one by one via email. To simplify this task for you, in this session, I will explain how you can use Microsoft Flow that does the task for you automatically without any need for manual intervention. So let us begin with this practical session of this session. So let me share my screen to Word. I hope the Word document is visible to you. Okay, yeah. So this is a certificate template that I have selected. In case if you do not have any template to use, you can click on File tab here, and then you can click on New. And here at the bottom, you can see all the templates that are available for you. Since you want a certificate, you can directly search for certificate, and it displays a template for all the certificates that you can use for your application. So since I have already selected the template, I will go back and just, yeah, this is my template. So first of all, I have to make a few changes in this template. For example, this is not a certificate of appreciation. This will be certificate of participation. So I'm going to edit it. We'll write certificate of participation. Okay. And is awarded to here. The name is written. We have to edit that and give the name of whoever fills the feedback form. So I will edit this later. And thank you for your stellar performance. I can edit this too. Thank you for your participation. Oh, spelling mistake. Participation in this event. Okay, now I think this is fine. And this certificate will be from the head of the cultural club of your college. So let me write my name. Srivastava, head of cultural club. So these are the static parameters of the certificate. These are not going to change. Example, every certificate will have the heading certificate of participation and it will be written awarded to. And here we have to change the name, which will be a dynamic content, and I will show you how to change that. And in every certificate, it will be written that thank you for your participation in this event and from Parish also the head of culture club. You can also write the date. Today's date is 4th of November. 4th of November, 4th November 2021. Okay. I think everything is clear. Now, to insert contents dynamically inside your template, we need to create some content controls. Content controls allows us to define areas within the Word document that we want to make editable. For example, here in the name field, we have to dynamically change the name for each participant. We cannot make that static. For example, we cannot have that Alexander Marteson to be printed on each of the certificates. In order to tell Word that this is a dynamic content at this position, we have to create some content controls. To insert content controls, developer tab is used. Here, this is a developer tab. And in case you do not have developer tab in your ribbon, you can click on any of blank area inside the ribbon. For example, you can right click on here. And here on the two options, you can click customize your ribbon. So here it displays the customize the ribbon dialog box where you have to search for developer tab and click on it um, to add that. Here you can see that here it is developer tab on the right side. It was somewhere here. Yeah, it is third last. So if it is unchecked, then you can check it and then click on OK. So see, I have a developer tab here. I have to click on it. So here it gives the controls of the document. Let us, since we want to insert the name dynamically and it will be a text field, so let us click on the name, and here you can see that there are several options available. For example, if we want to insert the image, we can use picture content control. Next we have building block gallery content control, and we have different content controls. So since we want text content control, we have to click on plain text content control. Yeah, I clicked on it and see that name is now vanished and it is changed with tap or add here to add. Click or tap here to enter the text. So we can edit this message like I can type name. Okay. So now this step has told Word that the name field is here. The name field is to be dynamically changed. It is not going to be static. Okay, so now let us save this in our local system, and we can save. And yeah, I will be uploading this certificate to OneDrive, from where we will use Power Automate. So let me just add that to OneDrive. Okay. So this is my OneDrive folder, OneDrive tab. I've uploaded this in apps folder, and then I've created a new folder called Culture Club, where there is a certificate of appreciation. You have to make sure that the file is saved in docx format, because if it is saved in PDF format, then it will not allow us to edit it. So we have to save it as a document file, and I have uploaded that file on OneDrive. So now let us head to Power Automate homepage. This is the Power Automate homepage. I'd explained about the components of this web page, like templates, connectors, and all in the previous session. So if you have not attended it, you can check that video from my YouTube channel. So I will directly head over to create this flow from scratch. Okay. So here we have to click on create button on the side window, and here it allows us to select the type of the flow. We can select automated cloud flow. For name of the flow, we can give any name, like we can give certificate generator. Now it is asking for flows trigger. The flows trigger is basically the statement which which is the starting point of the flow. So for if you remember the scenario properly, then I had mentioned that each participant will have to fill up the attendance form, on the basis of which the certificates will be distributed. So in this case, the flows trigger will be whenever someone submits a new response in a Microsoft form. So let us click on this flow trigger, and then click on create. So it has created that flow, and now we have to edit this flow. The When a new response flow is submitted, you can see that the first block will be new when a new response is submitted. This flow will be invoked whenever a new response is submitted in the Microsoft form. For that, we have to select the form from the form ID button, form ID field here. We can click on drop down menu, and then it is loading all the forms that I currently have in my Microsoft account. So I have the following forms in my Microsoft. So I forgot to create a form, feedback form. So let me head over to Microsoft form, and then I will create a new form for feedback. So let us give it a title feedback form, or let us say as it is mentioned in the scenario, attendance form. Attend. I hope the spelling is correct. Attendance form. Okay. This is the heading of the form, and let's click on here and then text. Enter your name. It will ask for the name of the participant, and then we have to ask for uh, email ID of the participant, where we have to mail the form. So enter your email. Okay. Yeah, we have two fields: enter your name and enter your email. We can also have more fields, like for example, each participant is given a unique number, so we can ask that also. enter your registration number. Of course, it will be unique for each participant. So, yeah, I have three fields. Let me bring this to the top. Okay. First of all, it will ask for the registration number of the participant. Then it will ask for name, and finally, it will ask for email. So the form is saved, and let's make each component of this form compulsory. So by clicking on required, this is also required, and for email, this is also required. Okay, so we have created the form, and here it is saved. So now let us head over to our flow. And when a new response is submitted, we have to select the form in which the new response is submitted. So from the drop down, and let us see if our attendance form is here. No, it is not here. Let us refresh this. Mm, okay, I have refreshed this window and I hope that now it will be visible. So here are the forms. Yeah, the first one is attendance form. Let us click on it and the form is submitted. In in the previous session, I created a flow where the flow sent a customized confirmation email whenever someone registers for an event. Now let me add a new click on new step. And if you had attended the previous session, you might know that whenever we are working with form, the second step would always be to get the response from the form. That is, whatever answers the responders have provided, we have to get that in our Power Automate. So for that, we have to search for get response details. Let's type in get response details. Here, yeah. Here at the bottom, you under Actions tab, you can see that there is a action named Get Response Details from Microsoft Forms. So we have to click on it, and here it is again asking for form ID. That is which form we have to get the response details. Let us click on drop down menu and then click on attendance form. Now it is asking for response ID. For response ID, we have to add dynamic content because each time the user fills up the form, a new response is generated. So it is dynamic, it is not static. So for dynamic field, we have to click on add dynamic content. And then here you can see that there is an option for response ID. So I've clicked on it, and here in response ID column, it is displaying response ID. Okay. So we had added two steps in this form. This form will be triggered whenever a new response is submitted. And in the second block, we are getting the response that is submitted in that Microsoft form. The next thing that I want to do is that I have to get the MS Word template that I had uploaded. So for that, I will search for the MS Word connector. Let us search Word connector. Here I see that a connector named Microsoft Word Online Business is available for us. Let me just click on it and then it displays the actions available in that connector. So the first action is convert Word document to PDF and the second one is populate a Microsoft Word template. From the two actions listed here, I think that the second one will fulfill our requirement. So because we have to populate a Microsoft Word template in Power Automate. Let us click on it. So here we have another block from populate a Microsoft Word template. First of all, it is asking for the location of the Microsoft Word template from where we have to fetch the Microsoft Word. So for that, it has loaded all the possible locations that I can use. So since I have uploaded that docx file on OneDrive, let us click on first option, OneDrive for Business. For document library, let us click on drop down menu and we have to click on OneDrive since it is on OneDrive. Now it is asking for the path at which the file is present. So for that, we have to click here. You can see that there is a folder icon here. So let us click on it, and then it displays the hierarchy of my OneDrive. So if you remember, when I had saved the file on in apps folder, then oh, sorry, and then I created a new folder called Culture Club. So I have to select this also, and then I finally have my certificate of appreciation file. So let me just click on it. So now this file is opened in Power Automate. You can notice that as soon as we selected the file, there is a new field that has appeared here, name. If you're wondering what this field is, this is basically the content control that we had added to that certificate template. So for name, we can, as we have already discussed, that it cannot be static. So we have to choose a dynamic content. For that, I will click on this dynamic content link, and then it displays all the dynamic contents that are available. So in the, you can see, let me zoom in a bit. Okay. So this is where we have to provide the dynamic content, and these are dynamic content that are available for us. And in the get response details block that we had created, it has fetched all the details of the form. So the first dynamic content is that we have the answer to enter your name question. Then we have answer to enter your email, enter your registration number, respondent's email, submission time. So for this, for giving the name, we have to give the enter your name answer to the enter your name question. So you can see that the dynamic content has appeared here. So this we have populated the word flow, and we have populated the word document, and finally we have added the name of the responder of the form to the word document. And then the next step will be to save this Word document, the newly created Word document, to the OneDrive. So let us click on New Step. And since we have to create a new file, let us type and create a new file. Create a file. Okay. So in the actions field, you can see that we have several options for creating the file. If you want to create the file for OneDrive, you can click here. For SharePoint, you can click here. And there are other options as well. So since I want to save that file on the Culture Club folder on which is on OneDrive, I will click on Create File for OneDrive for Business. So I clicked on it. Okay, just a second. Hmm. So in the create file block that has appeared here, you have to first provide the folder path where you have to save that file, and then yeah, you have to provide the file name, and finally the content of the file. That is what is the file that you want to save to OneDrive. So for folder path, let me click on this folder icon available here. So I have to go inside the root folder, and then inside the apps folder, and finally we have this culture club folder where we have to save this. So let us click on this culture club folder. So you can see that in the file path, the path of the file where we have to save this is displayed. So for file name, uh, we have to provide the name of the file, the name with which the file will be saved in OneDrive. So if you use your prior knowledge of Microsoft Word and saving the file of various categories, you might know that there should be a unique file name. The file should not be already existing in that particular folder. So we have to provide a unique file name. For unique file name, we cannot just write certificate.docx and save all the certificates by that, because it will throw an error in Power Automate that the file with that name is already exists and you have to provide a new name. So that will be much like the manual task. So for file name, we can use dynamic content. That is, the content will the file name would be dynamically decided when the Power Automate runs. So for dynamic content, here you can see what are the dynamic content options that are available for us. Uh, so here you can see, enter your name, enter your email. So which of these is unique? You have to think. Do you have anything that is unique here? Yeah, it is the registration number. Each participant is provided with a unique registration number. So let us click on it. And I also want that the file should be saved according to the first we have to the file name should be the registration number followed by a hyphen and then the name of the participant. So for registration number, after that I will add hyphen, and then I will provide the dynamic content for enter your name. That is the answer to the question, answer enter your name. So yeah, the name of the file is decided. And now we have to choose a file content. The file content will be the content that we have created here by replacing by providing the name field in that template. So for file content, let us click here and we have to add dynamic content. So here Microsoft Word document. I can see that there are option for Microsoft Word document. So let me click here. So yeah, this was the file content. And one thing I forgot to add is that for file name, we have to save it in docx format. So we have to provide the extension 2 here. Otherwise, it will say that there is no suitable app font to open this file. So let me type in .docx. Okay. So now the file is a new file is created in the culture club folder. So till now, we have uh, we have created 4 blocks in Power Automate. The first one is basically a trigger, which is when a new response is submitted. This means that the flow will run only if a new response is submitted to the form that is mentioned. In the get response details block, we are getting the responses that the responders have filled up in this form, the answer to the questions like name, registration number, email ID, etc. Then we have populate word template block, in which we are opening the word template that we had saved in OneDrive. And here it is when we had selected the template, it has PowerPoint has recognized which all fields are to be dynamically added, and therefore it has displayed a name field. And for that we have enter your name dynamic content. Finally, we have created that file and saved the file on OneDrive. So for the time being, to see if we are going in the right direction, let us test this flow. So I've saved this flow and let us test it. So I'm opening my Microsoft form and I will be filling up a response, and I will see if that is a new certificate is generated in OneDrive or not. So for registration number, I can give 12345. For enter your name, if you let me give my name, enter your, let me give my email address. Now I've submitted this form. Okay. So now let us head over to our culture club folder and let us see if this works correctly or not. Hmm. So here you go in the in the certificate generator dashboard, you can see the 28-day run history. You can see that on November 4 at 2 p.m., that is 18 seconds ago, this flow has run and it is succeeded in its operation. So let us head over to OneDrive and refresh this. Yeah. So you can see that we have a new file 12345, which was my registration number, followed by hyphen and followed by my name, Piyash Srivastava. So let me just click on it and see. This is magic. So you can see that my name is appeared here. This was, we had not provided anything like that. It was simply written the name field and it is a dynamic content. So Microsoft Flow has recognized that the dynamic, the content control should be replaced with the name of the responder of the form. So yeah, I got my field. Okay. So since we are on the right track, since the since the file is saved on the in the culture club folder, we are on the right track. So till now we are we are moving in the right direction. Now the next thing is that you cannot just forward that Word document to the participants of the certificate because the Word document is editable. Of course, it is editable, and anyone can change the name and say that I've also got this certificate. So what we have to do is we have to convert that Word document into the PDF format. So for PDF, for converting the into PDF format, let us click on New Step, and here I want to convert a docx file to PDF file. So let us see if file converter is here or not. Convert file. Yeah, you can see the second action. This is the convert file preview, which is one type of business. That is, it will convert the a given file into the target file, and then it will be saved on OneDrive. So I want this. So you can see that a new block is added, which is convert file. For file name, you can give a unique identifier. Let me give that same file name of that we used for Word document. So for dynamic field, get response details tab, we have to give enter registration number followed by hyphen, and then we have to provide enter your name. So it is asking for the file name that we have to use. And I'm going to add the extension .pdf. So the target type is, you can choose any target type which you suit. So we have to choose PDF. I'm choosing PDF. Okay. The file is converted. Okay. So we have completed a new step. That is, we have converted that document file into PDF. You can now, to test the flow, you can now check if this converted file is there in your OneDrive or not. 1 minute, 1 minute. I've done a mistake. So here in the file, it is written that file. It is not asking for file name. I had messed it up. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. Yeah, in the file section, we have to choose the file that we want to convert into PDF. So for that, we can head over to folder and see if that Word file is there or not. Let me click on apps. Inside apps, we have in Kajepta folder. Inside that, but it is not opening up. Okay. Ah, so you can see that I have two files in the Project Club folder, 12345 Priyanshu, which is the certificate that I had generated as a demo, and this is certificate.app.document file. This is basically a template. So if you might be thinking that we can actually choose 12345.docx, and then it is displayed here, and we have to convert this file into PDF. But this is not the case. Every time this flow will run, it will convert the same file again and again into PDF. That Priyanshu file, which is present in the Culture Club folder of OneDrive, it will again and again convert that same file into PDF, and that same PDF will be circulated via email. So this is basically a type of static content, but we don't want that. We have to choose that file dynamically. So let me just erase this, and uh, for that, you might have figured out we have to click on add dynamic content. Then in the create field, we have created the file, and that file we have to convert into PDF. So in the create file section, You can see all the dynamic contents that are available, the ID, name without extension, and all. So we have to click on ID, which is the unique identifier for the file or folder. So I clicked on ID and the dynamic content is appeared here and target type is PDF. So now we have converted that file into PDF, and now the next step is to save that PDF. You can save that PDF on OneDrive similar to this step. You can create a new block by the name of create file, and then you can save this PDF. But I will not be doing that, and I will directly sending this PDF to email via email to the responders. Okay, so I will click on new, and then I will search for send an email. Yeah, this suits us. This action, send an email Office 365 Outlook. So I've clicked on it. So here you have to provide a responder's email. For responder's email, we have got the responder's email as a dynamic content in response details field. So let us click on add dynamic content, and so here in get response details, you have two options. You have to enter your email, answer to the enter your email question, or responder's email. That is the email that the responder has used while filling up the form. So since we have directly asked for the email of the uh, uh, responder, so let me click on this dynamic content, enter your email. So this message will be forwarded to this mentioned email ID. So for the subject of the field, we can give the subject as certificate of appreciation for subject, and for body of the message, we can write thank you for attending this event. Hope you enjoyed it. Here is your certificate of appreciation. Now we have to attach a file, so we have to click on advanced option. So for attach file name, it is asking for attach file name, that is with what file name that attachment would be sent. So let us save that and send that attachment by the same file. Mm, we have to add dynamic content, which was a registration number followed by hyphen followed by answer to enter your name question. For attachment content, you have to choose the content of the file, that is which file would be saved would be sent via email. So here you can see that in the previous step we had converted the file and we have to send that same content of the same converted file via the email. So let us click on add dynamic content, and in the convert file section you are getting two names, file name and content file content. So let us click on file content, and this will be basically the PDF content, and yeah, that's it. So this was everything. We have created the flow, and now it's time to check it. Let me just save this flow, and also let me just open up my account, my Gmail. Okay. So in the attendance form, let me fill up the attendance form again, and let us see if the flow runs successfully. Whether I'm getting this successfully the email with the file attached or not. So for registration number, let me type in mm, any random 109. Okay. For enter your name field, I'm typing in Priyanshu Srivastava. And for answer to enter your email question, I'm typing in my Gmail account. Priyanshu Srivastava. Okay. Now I have to submit this form. Oh, I This form allows only one response per parent. Let me just edit this form settings. Okay, now it should work. Enter registration number 21098. So for name I'm writing in Priyanshu Srivastava. For email srivastava202 at gmail.com. Okay, now I'm clicking on submit button and it is submitted the form. My form is submitted. So now let us head over to our flow and see if the flow is running or not. So you can see that 9 seconds ago this flow was started. So we can click on it and see which step it is currently in. So it is opening up the flow. Hmm. So here the tick mark symbolizes that this block has run successfully. The code for this block is run successfully. So now all the blocks have tick marks, so all the blocks have run. So I should be getting an email anytime now. Yeah, this is the email I've got. Thank you for attending this event. Hope you enjoyed it. Here's a certificate of, or I had done a spelling mistake. Certificate of appreciation. So let me click on it and see. No previous available. So this was it. We have done everything, and you can see that a new file is also created in the culture club, which is the registration number followed by Piano Srivastava, which was created a few seconds ago. So this was it. We have worked with word connector in Power Automate. We have learned how to edit a word template automatically without any manual intervention. So that was all from my side. Thank you for attending this event. If you have any questions or queries regarding this session, you can mail me at. You can connect with me on any of the following handles. Let me show my handles once again. Just a second. You can connect with me on any of the following platforms. I am available, and if I will be waiting for 5 more minutes, and if you have any question, you can type in chat box or you can even unmute yourself and ask. So first of all, let me just stop the recording, and then we can proceed with question and answer session.